Dear viewers, in this video we are going to see about what is meant by total red blood cell count and WBC count is white blood cell count. Before going into the counting process, we just want to elaborate what is meant by red blood corpuscles, which is otherwise called as erythrocytes. RBC is the most abundant cells in the blood. Bone marrow is called as the cradle of RBC, where RBC is being produced in the bone marrow, which accounts for approximately 40 to 45% of your blood. The shape of the RBC is biconcave disc, which is round and flat. RBC lacks nucleus. The disc diameter is approximately 6.2 to 8.2 μm. Μm is micrometer. They have a thick rim and a thin sunken center. Already I mentioned that RBC lacks nucleus. The production of RBC is mainly controlled by erythropoietin. This hormone is secreted by the kidney, which stimulates or increases the RBC production by the process called as erythropoiesis in the bone marrow. This picture indicates the RBC cells where RBC lacks nucleus, and you can able to see the cytoplasm which is containing hemoglobin. The shape of RBC is biconcave with no nucleus. The main function of RBC is to carry oxygen. Coming to the counting procedure, how we can able to simply count total RBC in the laboratory. We mainly use Newbar chamber for counting RBC. Here we are using a diluting fluid called as RBC diluting fluid, which contains 0.5 gram of sodium chloride, 10.3 gram of sodium sulfate and 0.25 gram of mercury chloride, which is dissolved in water. Totally RBC diluting fluid is called as Haems fluid. Newbar chamber, which is otherwise called as hemocytometer, is mainly used to count the RBC. To visualize this Newbar chamber, we are using microscope, and in order to pour this RBC diluting fluid, we use watch glass. Microscope is the main instrument which is used to visualize the RBC cells by using a Newbar chamber. Here, when you visualize this Newbar chamber under the microscope, you can able to see a primary square which is consist of a total area of 9 millimeter cube, where 3 millimeter on each side, length into width, which is divided into 3 large squares. The 4 corner large squares are further divided into 16 medium squares to aid in WBC counting. The central large square in the surface of Newbar chamber has an area of 1 millimeter cube that is divided into 25 medium squares. Each of the 25 medium squares is further divided into 16 small squares. You can able to visualize the size of WBC as well as RBC compared to the yeast cells and sperm cells.